Whilst, as you may have somehow deduced by now, I am incredibly excited for Jurassic World Evolution, I do think it's important to at least pretend to be balanced and look at what I think could do with improvement before the game comes out on June 12th. It's worth saying and stressing that the build I played was a development build, and that some of the things I mentioned are inevitably already being worked on, and to add to that, Frontier Development have been incredibly receptive to ideas and constructive criticism. They actively searched it out. They want this game to be as good as it can be. All that said, I do have to at least feign being a regional person, so here we go, the top 5 things I want to see improved before Jurassic World Evolution comes out. First up is something a lot of people have certainly picked up on already, and I think has been confirmed to be worked on, and it's the park guests. Not only the looks, but the AI, the way they bunch up like zombie lemmings. At the moment they resemble either scientists, security guards, or entertainment dudes, depending on the balance of your park tech trees. Not only does that really make no sense at all to me, but it gave the guests an incredibly monotonous look to them. I do hope this is something being worked on, and as I say, I believe it is, because though the dinosaurs are obviously the stars of the park, the guests are important. They're the ones we zoom in on as they're being eaten. Second up is the camera and controls. I put these together as they really are only small issues, but I had one primary issue with both. First of all, the camera on the dinosaurs when you click on them is inexplicably tied to the ground and not free moving, and I did mention this during my playthrough. It makes for an awkward and needlessly restricted view of your creatures when the game should be doing everything it can to make them look incredible. Secondly, the controls on the helicopter. I know I should have just used a controller like everyone else, but damn did the controls for the keyboard feel a little bit awkward. I'm not really sure there's much that could be done there. Helicopters are well known for being horrible to organise on mice and keyboards, and I will personally be happy to use an Xbox controller. I just thought it was worth mentioning for those of you at home who may not have that option. It's definitely usable. You saw in the video I did manage to take down the dinosaurs, but it did feel a little bit awkward. Thirdly, we have the lack of first-person guest camera. I cannot for the life of me think why this is not something built into the game, and the only idea I have is that it's simply not something that Frontier's engine handles that well. Even in Planet Coaster, it's done only through a weird guest renaming mechanism. Being able to walk around and properly experience our park as our guests would is for me the single biggest change I'd like to see implemented into the game, over absolutely everything else on this list. It's absolutely vital. We want to build our Jurassic Park, then watch as our dinosaurs live out their lives, or break out and kill our fellow guests right in front of us. I don't care if that's morbid. I want it to feel like we're in a Jurassic Park film that we've created for ourselves. Penultimate on the list is the terrain tools, something I think may remain unchanged before the final game, simply because the game is at the end of the day coming out on consoles as well. Frontier have said they want the game to feel more like a management sim than a design game as Planet Coaster was, which is totally understandable. Jurassic Park has never really been about grand designs, but it is about disaster management. But I just want a teeny tiny little bit more, you know? I want rocks, mainly. You guys know I love rocks. Why are there no rocks? Islands have rocks. Islands love rocks. Just a little bit more control, maybe individual trees or just a little bit more variety, just a little bit more control, even in a post-release PC patch would be a fantastic addition. Finally, and I am really scraping the empty, desiccated barrels of my mind for these by now, is the lack of physical reality to your park workers. Your jeeps roll up to a fence, you click a button and the fence is fixed. They go to replenish the food, they do it, everyone leaves them alone. I don't know the extent of staff in the game, whether we'll have cleaners and stuff like that, but games for years have given us animals that can feed on our staff members, and I think it'd be a shame for them to feel more like park-fixing ghosts as opposed to the real people they should be. If Billy the security guy goes to replenish the feeder in my Spinosaurus paddock, I should have to look after Billy, maybe distract the Spino with a flare or a shinier, tastier goat, not just let him zoom in like an omnipotent goat delivery system. It's a minor detail, but that danger is part of what Jurassic Park is about for me, and it'd be a shame not to see it integrated into the game. And there we go folks, my top 5 things I'd like to see improved before Jurassic World Evolution comes out. There are some things that will inevitably come up in the comments that I haven't mentioned. Dinosaur variety is a big one, but I think that's absolutely fine. At 40 plus dinosaurs, all of them beautiful and well made, that is plenty of dinosaurs. Island size, another thing people really need to stop worrying about. We've only seen one island, it was the starter island, and it is bigger than people give it credit for. Yes, it's not the size of J-Pog's massive overarching island, but J-Pog only had one dull island with no variety. Finally, the AI of the dinosaurs and their prey, which, whilst definitely not perfect, is typically one of the last things tightened up before a game releases. I have full faith that Frontier will release an amazing game in just over 2 months, and frankly guys, even if none of this is touched, it's still going to be an incredible game. I've played it, I know how it feels, I know how much you guys are going to love it, but it is important to say that it's not perfect, you know, there is room for improvement there. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember to subscribe for an obnoxious amount of Jurassic World Evolution comment, and I'll see you folks next time. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye. Quick little shout out at the end. This video and all the others would not be possible without the support of you guys at home, and also all my Patreon supporters who are listed up on the page right now for April 2018. Thank you guys for all the help, and if you want to join in and help me out a little bit, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. Thanks for joining me.